In a quiet part of Lagos, there lived two twin sisters who once loved each other more than anything in this world. They shared the same room, the same clothes, even the same dreams. If one laughed, the other laughed louder. If one cried, the other would not rest until the tears stopped. They were not just sisters, they were each other's whole world. But one small feeling, a feeling many people ignore: jealousy. It started like a tiny seed, so small that no one noticed it, so quiet that no one heard it growing. And before anyone realized what was happening, it destroyed everything. This is the story of how one sister's jealousy ruined not just a family, but a life that could have been beautiful. Many years ago, in a peaceful neighborhood in Lagos, there lived a young couple named Tunde and Bisi. Their love story was one people admired. They met during their university days, when life was still full of dreams and uncertainty. From friendship came love. From love came commitment. They stood by each other through everything. When money was not enough, when life became difficult, when friends doubted them, they still chose each other. After some years, they got married, and on their wedding day, they made a promise to build a happy home. But as time passed, that happiness was tested. There was one thing missing in their marriage: a child. At first, they laughed about it. "Don't worry," Tunde would say, smiling. "Our baby will come at the right time." Bisi would smile back, but deep down, she worried. Months turned into years. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Still nothing. The laughter slowly reduced. The silence in their home became louder. Bisi prayed every day, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the middle of the night, when no one could see her tears. She went to hospitals. She followed every instruction. She took every medication. Still, nothing. Family members began to talk. Some advised, some judged, some blamed her quietly. But Tunde never left her side. "Your tears are my tears," he would tell her. "We will get through this together." And then one day, when they had almost lost hope, a miracle happened. Bisi became pregnant. At first, she didn't believe it. She checked again and again. And when the doctor confirmed it, she broke down in tears, not of pain, but of joy. When she told Tunde, he lifted her up in excitement. For the first time in years, their home was filled with laughter again. Those 9 months felt like the longest and shortest time at the same time. Tunde treated Bisi like a queen. He didn't let her stress. He didn't let her lift anything. He watched her carefully, as if she was carrying the most precious treasure in the world. And to him, she was. Then the day finally came. The cries of newborn babies filled the hospital room. Not one baby, but 2. Twin girls. Beautiful, healthy, perfect. Tunde could not hold back his tears. Bisi smiled weakly, holding her daughters close. They named them Maya and Mira. From that day, their home changed forever. Laughter returned, noise returned, life returned. The house that was once quiet became full of joy. As the girls grew, it was almost impossible to separate them. They looked alike, they talked alike, they even walked alike. Neighbors would often laugh and say, "These two, are you sure they are not one person inside 2 bodies?" Maya and Mira did everything together. They ate from the same plate, they wore matching clothes, they slept on the same bed, often holding each other tightly. If Maya went somewhere and Mira didn't follow, she would cry until she came back. If Mira fell sick, Maya would refuse to eat. Their bond was strong, pure, beautiful. But as they started growing older, something small began to change. Something very small. At first, nobody noticed it. When they started primary school, everything still felt the same. They sat next to each other, They helped each other with homework. They played together during break time. But slowly, differences began to show. Mira was just a little faster in understanding things. When the teacher explained, she understood quickly. Maya also understood, but sometimes she needed a little more time. It was not a big difference, not something serious, just small, very small. But then, people began to notice, and worse, people began to talk. Ah, Mira is very brilliant. This one will be a great woman in the future. Maya, try and be like your sister. At first, Maya laughed about it. She didn't think too much about it. After all, that was her sister, her best friend. But the words didn't stop. Teachers said it, neighbors said it, even visitors who came to the house would say it without thinking. And every time they said it, something touched Maya's heart. Slowly, that small difference began to hurt. One day in school, something happened that changed everything. Their teacher walked into the class, holding test scripts. The class became silent. Everyone was nervous. Then the teacher smiled. "I am very proud of one student today," she said. She called Mira's name. Mira stood up slowly, shy but happy. "You scored the highest in this class," the teacher announced. The whole class burst into applause. Some students cheered. Some even turned to look at her with admiration. Mira smiled, her face full of joy. Then she turned slightly, looking for her sister, Maya. Maya clapped too. She even smiled, but her smile was not real. Inside her, something cracked. Something she could not explain. Something she had never felt before. It was not anger. It was not sadness. It was something deeper. That was the day jealousy entered her heart. From that moment, things began to change, little by little. Maya stopped sharing everything with Mira. She became quieter, more distant. Mira noticed it, but she didn't understand. One afternoon, after school, Mira ran to Maya excitedly. "Maya, look at my result," she said happily. Her eyes were shining. She was proud. She wanted to share that moment with the person she loved the most. Maya looked at the paper, first position. Again, she forced a smile. "That's good," she said softly. But inside, she felt something heavy. That night, the house was quiet. Everyone had gone to bed. The lights were off. The only sound was the gentle movement of the fan. Maya lay on her bed, eyes wide open, thinking. She turned and looked at Mira, who was sleeping peacefully beside her, so calm, so unaware. Maya slowly got up, carefully, so she wouldn't wake her. She reached for Mira's school bag. Her hands were shaking slightly. She opened it, brought out her notebook. She flipped through the pages. Then suddenly, she tore some of them. 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages. She stopped, looked around. Her heart was beating fast. Then she quietly placed everything back and returned to bed. The next day in school, Mira stood in front of the class, confused. Her notebook was incomplete. The teacher was not happy. "You used to be serious. What happened?" the teacher asked. Mira tried to explain. "I don't know, ma. I did my work, but there was no proof." She was punished. She stood outside the class under the sun. Tears filled her eyes. She didn't understand what went wrong. Inside the classroom, Maya sat quietly, watching. And for the first time in her life, she felt something strange. Not guilt, not regret, but satisfaction. At home, things slowly began to change. Maya became easily irritated. Small things made her angry. If her parents corrected her, she would keep quiet and refuse to talk for hours, sometimes days. She stopped laughing the way she used to. She stopped playing with Mira. Mira tried to fix things. She would come and sit beside her. "Maya, are you okay? Did I do something wrong?" But Maya would turn away, cold, distant. Their parents noticed, but they didn't understand how serious it was. "It's just a phase," BC said one evening. "They will be fine." Tunde agreed. After all, they were still children. They believed it would pass, but it didn't. Instead, it grew. As the years went by, the distance between the twins became wider. They no longer shared secrets at night. They no longer laughed over small jokes. They no longer walked hand in hand. In school, people began to notice. "Are you sure they are twins? They don't even behave like sisters." Mira remained the same, kind, gentle,
always trying, always hoping things would go back to the way they used to be. But Maya had already built something strong inside her. A wall made of jealousy, comparison, and silent anger. And with every passing day, that wall grew taller, stronger, and harder to break. Then came a boy named Daniel. He was calm, respectful, and very intelligent. The kind of boy teachers trusted. The kind of boy parents liked. He was not loud, he was not proud, but somehow everyone noticed him. Many girls in the school liked him. They whispered about him, they smiled when he walked past. But Daniel had his eyes on only one person, Mira. It didn't happen suddenly. It started with small things, group assignments, simple conversations after class, sharing notes, laughing over little jokes. Mira felt comfortable around him, safe, seen, and Daniel admired her kindness, her calm nature, the way she treated people. Before long, they became very close, and soon they started dating. It was innocent, pure, the kind of young love that made people smile. Students in school began to notice them together, and just like before, people started talking again. Ah, see this one, beauty and brain, they are perfect for each other. But this time, the words didn't reach Mira first, they reached Maya. And when Maya found out, she couldn't take it.
At first, she didn't say anything. She just watched. Watched how Mira smiled more these days. Watched how her phone would light up with messages. Watched how happy she looked. And deep inside, that same old feeling returned, stronger than ever. It wasn't even about love. Maya didn't truly love Daniel, but she could not accept that her sister had something she didn't have. In her mind, it was always the same story. Mira gets praised. Mira gets noticed. Mira gets everything first. And now, even love. That night, Maya lay on her bed, staring at the ceiling. Her thoughts were loud, heavy, painful. Then she whispered to herself, if I can't have peace, Mira will not have it either. And from that moment, her mind was made up. Their 18th birthday was approaching. A big day, a special day. Their parents decided to celebrate it in a grand way. The house was decorated beautifully. Lights, music, food. Friends and family filled the compound. Laughter echoed everywhere. It was supposed to be a happy day, but Maya had a hidden plan. Earlier that day, she stood in the kitchen holding a bottle. Her hands were steady. Her face calm, too calm. She poured juice into 2 cups. Then slowly, she added alcohol into one of them. She stared at it for a moment, then smiled slightly. Her plan was simple. Make Mira and Daniel look irresponsible. Embarrass them. Destroy their relationship. During the party, she walked up to them. For once, she looked friendly, different. Happy birthday, she said, handing them the drinks. Mira paused. She looked at the cup, then at Maya. Something felt strange. This was not how Maya behaved, not even on a normal day. But then she thought, maybe today is different. Maybe her sister is finally changing. She smiled softly. Thank you, she said. She collected the drink, but she didn't drink it. She placed it on a nearby table. Daniel did the same. They got distracted, talking, laughing, moving around. Soon, they forgot about the drinks completely. Later that night, the house became more crowded, the music louder, the air heavier. Mira turned to Daniel. Let's go somewhere quiet, she said. They both left the crowd and went into one of the rooms, just to talk, just to breathe, nothing more. A few minutes later, Maya returned. She looked at the table. The cups were empty. Her eyes lit up. She smiled. It worked, she whispered. She immediately began searching for them, room to room, corner to corner. Then she found them, inside the room, talking, completely normal. But Maya didn't wait. She quickly shut the door and locked it from outside. Her heart was racing now. Excitement filled her chest. She ran back to the party. Come and see, she shouted. Come and see what Mira is doing. People turned, confused.
Her parents rushed to her. "Maya, what is it?" her mother asked, worried. But Maya didn't stop. "She's inside the room with Daniel. They are drunk." The atmosphere changed. Music slowed. Voices dropped. Her father moved quickly toward the room. People followed behind, murmuring, whispering. The door was locked from outside. That alone raised suspicion. Tunde opened it, and what they saw was not what Maya expected.
Mira and Daniel were standing, fully dressed, confused, startled. "We didn't lock the door," Mira said immediately. "We've been calling for help." Silence filled the space. Slowly, very slowly, all eyes turned to Maya. Mira spoke again, her voice shaking slightly. "She gave us drinks earlier, but I didn't drink mine." Everything became clear, right there, in that moment. The truth didn't need explanation. It was written all over Maya's face. Her parents were heartbroken. Guests whispered. Some shook their heads. Some looked away. Maya stood there, frozen. For the first time, her actions were fully exposed. But instead of shame, something else grew inside her. Anger, deep anger. Because once again, her plan had failed, and Mira still stood innocent. After that night, things got worse. People in school started avoiding Maya. Whispers followed her. Her parents tried to correct her. They even took her for counseling. But nothing changed. Years passed. The twins went to different universities. Distance grew even more. Mira focused on her studies. She worked hard, graduated with top honors. Her parents were proud, very proud. Maya struggled. School was difficult for her. But more than that, her heart was restless. Nothing ever felt enough. After school, life continued. And one day, Daniel proposed to Mira. It was simple, beautiful, and she said yes. Wedding preparations began. Joy returned to the family. Then, suddenly, Maya came back, different. Or at least, she acted different. She cried. She apologized. "I'm sorry for everything," she said. "I was young. I didn't understand." Mira looked at her. Her heart softened. Because no matter what, that was still her sister, her twin. She forgave her. They hugged tightly. Their parents cried tears of joy. It felt like everything was finally coming together again. But sometimes, not everything that looks healed is truly healed. After the wedding, Maya moved into their home. She said she wanted to make up for lost time. Mira agreed, happily. At first, everything seemed normal. Maya helped in the house, cooked, cleaned, smiled, laughed. But slowly, small things began to show. The way she dressed around Daniel, the way she stood too close, the way she spoke to him. Daniel noticed. He became uncomfortable. He told Mira. But Mira defended her. "She has changed," she said. "Please, just give her time." Daniel stayed quiet, but he was watchful, very watchful. Then, one day, Mira went to the market. The house was quiet, too quiet. Maya walked into Daniel's room. Her dressing was not appropriate. Her intentions, very clear. Daniel stood up immediately. "Maya, leave this room," he said firmly. But she didn't. She moved closer, step by step. But Daniel stepped back. "I will never betray my wife," he said. That moment broke something in her. Not her conscience, but her pride. If she couldn't have him, then Mira shouldn't have him either. That was when her jealousy reached its peak. Days later, Maya cooked, like she always did. The food smelled nice, looked normal, nothing suspicious. She served Mira's plate herself, smiling, watching. Mira ate happily, not knowing that her own sister had poisoned her food. Minutes later, Mira began to feel strange. Her body became weak, her chest tightened. Then suddenly, she started coughing. Blood. Daniel rushed to her, panicking, calling her name. "Mira! Mira!" In that moment of chaos, something chilling happened. Mira looked up and saw Maya, standing in a corner,
smiling. A cold, empty smile. That was when she knew. At the hospital, doctors worked quickly. Time was critical. Tests were run. Questions were asked. What did she eat? Who prepared the food? Daniel answered everything, his voice shaking. Meanwhile, police were informed, because it was clear this was not ordinary. When the test results came out, it was confirmed. Poison. The food had been poisoned. Maya was arrested immediately. At first, she denied it, but the evidence was too strong. The food, her behavior, her past. Then finally, she confessed, calmly, without tears. She took everything from me, she said. I just wanted my own happiness. But what shocked everyone the most was what the doctor said next. Mira was pregnant, and because of the poison, she lost the baby. That news broke something in everyone. Her parents cried. Daniel was shattered. Mira was silent, completely silent, the kind of silence that comes from deep pain. In the end, Maya lost everything. Her family, her freedom, her future. All because of one thing, jealousy. Mira survived, but the pain she carried, the loss, the betrayal, it stayed with her. A wound that may never fully heal. Jealousy may look small at the beginning, just a little comparison, a little envy. But if you don't control it, it will control you. And when it grows, it destroys love. It destroys family. It destroys lives. So be careful. Celebrate others. Be happy for people. Because someone else's success is not your failure. If you learned something from this story, don't forget to like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And tell me in the comments, what lesson did you learn? Subscribe for more powerful stories like this. See you in the next video.